The stars stretched endlessly across the black sky, glittering like tiny shards of glass. Human ship Odyssey glided silently through the void, its engines whispering softly. Captain Mira Khan sat in the control chair, her eyes scanning the star map. Something was off. A signal flickered on the radar, a weak, irregular pulse. It came from a distant, almost forgotten sector of the galaxy. "This isn't on any chart," said Lieutenant Samir, leaning over the console. "It's like nothing has been here in 1,000 years." Mira's heart beat faster. She had explored countless systems, charted countless stars, but this felt different. There was something, alive, something hidden calling out. "Prepare the landing shuttle," she ordered, her voice calm but firm. "I want a closer look." The crew moved quickly, their actions smooth and practiced. Engineers ran diagnostics, while the shuttle hummed to life. Outside, the planet below looked small, almost fragile. Its surface was covered in pale grey deserts, dotted with jagged black rock formations. No signs of civilization, no structures, just silence. As the shuttle descended, the signal grew stronger. The crew glanced at one another nervously. Something about the rhythm of the signal was intelligent, not random, not natural. When the shuttle touched down, the airlock hissed open. Mira stepped out first, her boots crunching against the coarse grey sand. The planet was eerily quiet. A soft wind blew, carrying with it the faint smell of something metallic, almost like ozone. "Keep your eyes open," Mira whispered. "We don't know what's here." The crew moved carefully, scanning the horizon with handheld sensors. The signal led them to a series of strange stone structures. They were ancient, half buried in sand and etched with markings no one recognized. Symbols twisted and curved in patterns that seemed almost alive, as if they were trying to communicate. These aren't alien," Samir said quietly, staring at the carvings. "I've never seen anything like this before. They're human." Mira's brow furrowed. "Human, but no humans have been here. Not for thousands of years." A soft vibration ran through the ground, subtle at first, then stronger. The sensors spiked. The pulse wasn't coming from the planet's core, it was moving, alive. Suddenly a shadow flitted across the dunes. The crew froze. It was fast, too fast to be human, but there was something familiar about its shape. A creature, Mira thought, something the galaxy had long forgotten. The signal grew louder, almost urgent, pulling them toward a dark canyon. As they approached, Mira noticed small footprints in the sand, huge, clawed, but strangely symmetrical. The creature hadn't left the planet entirely. Somehow it survived, hiding from the rest of the galaxy. "Captain, we are not alone," Samir said, his voice tight with tension. Mira swallowed hard. "I know, and I think it's waiting for us." The canyon walls were jagged and steep. The shadows within shifted unnaturally, making the crew squint. Every sense told them to turn back, but curiosity and duty pressed them forward. As they entered the canyon, a low hum filled the air, vibrating through their bones. The creature's presence was near, but still unseen. The signal pulsed faster now, almost like a heartbeat, and the wind carried whispers, soft, unintelligible, but undeniably there. Then, just ahead, a shape moved between the rocks. It was enormous, taller than any human, with limbs that bent in ways they shouldn't. Its eyes glowed faintly, amber like distant suns. The creature paused, watching them. Every instinct screamed danger, but there was also intelligence, awareness, recognition. Mira raised her hand, signaling the crew to stop. No weapons drawn, no sudden movements. The creature watched, silent, judging. The signal stopped. Silence fell. The only sound was the wind over the dunes, the racing of human hearts and the soft hiss of the shuttle engines far behind. Mira whispered, almost to herself, "The galaxy forgot you." "But we remember." The creature shifted slightly and disappeared behind a rock, leaving only footprints in the sand. The signal would return, Mira knew. And when it did, they would have to follow. For now the mystery remained. The planet, the ruins, the creature, all hinted at a story the galaxy had long ignored. Humans, it seemed, still remembered, and sometimes remembering was the most powerful thing of all. The shuttle loomed behind them, ready to take them back. But Mira knew this was only the beginning. The hunt had started. The creature was alive. And the galaxy would never forget humans again. The sun rose over the grey desert, painting the jagged rocks in pale gold. The crew of the Odyssey gathered at the edge of the canyon, their eyes scanning the horizon. The footprints of the creature were still fresh in the sand, leading toward an ancient ruin hidden behind a ridge. Captain Mira Khan motioned for the team to move forward. "Stay close," she said. "We don't know what we're walking into." As they approached the ruins, the air grew heavier. Strange carvings covered the walls of stone towers that had stood for centuries. The markings pulsed faintly, glowing as if aware of their presence. Samya ran his hand over one of the carvings and his eyes widened. These are human," he whispered. "But they're old. Really old. Older than any records we have." Mira nodded, her mind racing. Someone or something knew this creature, and they recorded it. The team stepped inside the largest structure. Dust hung in the air, disturbed only by their footsteps. In the center of the room, a holographic projector flickered to life, casting ghostly images across the walls. Ancient humans appeared, speaking a language long forgotten. They built strange machines and devices, all centered around a massive, majestic creature that moved with grace and power. The hologram showed humans feeding it, protecting it from others, even hiding it when enemies came. "It trusted humans," Mira said softly. "But the galaxy forgot." Suddenly the ground trembled. The pulse of the signal returned, stronger this time. The creature was near and it was aware of them. The crew froze, listening to the rhythm of the hum. It was alive, moving, and intelligent beyond anything they had imagined. Lieutenant Samir stepped forward, scanning the holograms. These humans left clues. They wanted someone to remember it, to protect it. "That's why we found this planet." The crew followed the footprints again, deeper into the ruins. Every step brought them closer to the source of the pulse. Strange lights flickered along the walls, guiding them like a silent map. The creature's presence was everywhere, in the carvings, in the holograms, in the wind itself. Suddenly a shadow passed overhead. The creature was moving again. It was careful, watching from the rocks above. Every now and then it paused, as if studying them, testing whether they were worthy. Mira held her hand up. "Remember what we saw yesterday? No weapons, no threats. We approach with respect." The team moved carefully, their eyes never leaving the shadows. They reached a large open courtyard, where the ruins opened to the sky. The footprints stopped. The pulse of the signal faded, leaving only silence. "Where did it go?" asked Engineer Lila, her voice trembling slightly. Mira looked around. "It's waiting. It's always been waiting. For humans who remember." The hologram suddenly shifted, showing a vision of the creature in full. Towering, majestic, with scales that shimmered like metal and eyes that glowed like molten gold. It was beautiful, powerful, terrifying, and it was alone. Samir frowned. "The galaxy doesn't know it exists anymore. Everyone forgot, but somehow humans remembered. We are the last link." The crew stood in awe. They realized that the creature was not just an animal. It was a guardian, a being with knowledge of the galaxy's secrets. Its legacy was tied to humans, to their history and perhaps to their future. A sudden movement caught Mira's eye. The creature had returned. It stepped out from the shadow of a tall tower, just at the edge of their sight. They saw it briefly, its immense wings, its powerful limbs, the intelligence in its glowing eyes. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it vanished again. "We have to follow it," Mira said, slowly, carefully. "It's leading us somewhere." The crew nodded, hearts pounding. Each step they took felt heavier, yet more important. They were not just explorers. They were witnesses to a legacy the galaxy had tried to erase, and now they were part of it. As they moved through the ruins, Mira couldn't shake the feeling that the creature was guiding them, leaving a trail of puzzles and signs, testing their worthiness. Every artifact, every carving, every pulse of the signal was part of a story humans had almost forgotten. For the first time, the crew understood the truth. The galaxy may have forgotten this creature, but humans remembered. And remembering meant protecting, learning, and maybe one day, helping it reclaim its place in the stars. The ruins stretched endlessly ahead, and the signal pulsed faintly once more. Mira took a deep breath. This was no longer just a mission. This was the beginning of a journey. Her journey into the creature's legacy, and into a story that would change everything they thought they knew about the galaxy. The sun had dipped below the horizon, leaving the grey desert bathed in deep shadows. The Odyssey crew moved cautiously through the ruins, guided by the faint pulse of the creature's signal. Each step brought tension. Each shadow seemed alive. Captain Mira Khan led the way, her eyes sharp, scanning every rock and crevice. "Stay alert," she whispered. "It's close. I can feel it." Suddenly the air grew colder. The pulse of the signal quickened, almost like a heartbeat. Samir glanced around nervously. "It's moving toward us, or we're moving toward it." From the darkness ahead, a rustling sound echoed. The crew froze. Something large moved just beyond sight. Lila's hand hovered over her scanner, but no alarms went off. The creature was smart. It did not want to be caught. Then, out of the shadows, a massive figure emerged. The creature was taller than any human, its limbs long and muscular. Its skin shimmered like black metal under the starlight, and its eyes glowed amber, filled with curiosity and caution. The crew held their breath. The creature did not attack. It simply watched, its movements slow and deliberate, almost like it was studying them. Mira stepped forward, her voice calm. "We're not here to hurt you," she said. "We want to understand. We remember you." The creature tilted its head. Its eyes seemed to flicker with recognition, as if it remembered something too, something long forgotten. Slowly it took a step closer, its claws leaving deep impressions in the sand. Samir whispered, "It knows we're human. It trusts us." The creature let out a low rumbling sound, almost like a wordless greeting. It circled the crew, careful, cautious, yet unafraid. Mira noticed strange markings along its body, patterns that matched the carvings in the ruins. The creature was connected to the humans of the past, guarded, protected, remembered. Suddenly the signal pulsed brighter, illuminating the desert. The creature stopped and looked toward a distant canyon wall. Mira followed its gaze. A faint glow appeared, a hologram activated remotely. Images of ancient humans tending to the creature flickered across the rocks. They built machines around it, fed it, and hid it from enemies. "It's trying to show us its story," Mira said, awe in her voice. "It wants us to understand." Lila carefully scanned the creature. "It's intelligent, much more than we thought. Its brain activity, it's off the charts. It knows things, secrets of the galaxy we've never learned." Suddenly, a distant roar echoed through the canyon. Something or someone was approaching. The crew tensed. Alien ships appeared on the horizon, moving fast, scanning for life. They had traced the signal. The creature flinched, its body tense, ready to defend itself. Mira stepped forward. "We protect it. We don't let them take it." The creature moved closer to the humans, almost as if offering itself as an ally. Its glowing eyes locked on Mira's, and in that moment a connection formed. It was subtle, silent, but undeniable. The creature understood humans in a way no one else could. "We need a plan," Samir said urgently. "They'll be here in minutes," Mira nodded. "We'll use the creature's knowledge, its instincts, but carefully. We can't scare it or harm it." The creature suddenly let out a long, low roar that echoed across the desert. The sound was not aggressive, it was a signal. A warning, a guide. The crew realized it was not just powerful. It was strategic. It could help them survive if they followed its lead. As the alien ships closed in, the creature disappeared into the shadows, leaving only its glowing eyes briefly visible before vanishing completely. The humans were left in silence, the pulse of the signal fading slightly but not gone. It would return, and when it did, they would be ready. Mira looked at her crew. "This is more than a discovery. This is a partnership. The galaxy may have forgotten it, but we haven't, and we will not fail it." The ruins seemed alive now, filled with whispers of the past. The creature's legacy was no longer just a memory. It was real here and waiting for humans who remembered. And for the first time, Mira understood. The galaxy's future could change because humans still dared to remember. The desert was quiet again, but the tension remained. Somewhere in the shadows, the creature watched, and humans would follow, ready to uncover secrets the galaxy had long buried. The desert night was quiet, almost too quiet. The Odyssey crew had barely caught their breath after first contact with the creature, but the danger was far from over. Alien ships glinted against the stars, moving fast and silent, closing in on the ruins. Captain Mira Khan stood at the edge of the canyon, binoculars scanning the horizon. "They're here," she said, her voice low but steady. "They know we found it." Lieutenant Samir's fingers flew over the control panel. They're sending ground troops. Estimates say a full strike team is landing within the hour. Mira nodded. We protect the creature. We use the ruins. We use our wits. That's what humans do. The crew spread out, barricading entrances and scanning for the creature's signal. It pulsed faintly, as if guiding them toward safety, but also warning them of the approaching threat. Every step felt like walking on a knife's edge. Then the first alien scouts appeared on the dunes, tall armored figures moving with precision, weapons raised. Mira raised her hand, signaling the crew to hold their fire. They're not here to talk, Samir whispered. Suddenly a low growl echoed from the shadows. The creature appeared, massive and powerful, moving like a shadow across the sand. Its eyes glowed amber, and its presence alone made the aliens pause. The humans could feel its strength, the raw intelligence in its every movement. Mira gestured. We follow its lead, carefully. The aliens advanced and the creature roared, a sound so deep and resonant that it vibrated through the bones of everyone present. The ground shook. The aliens staggered, disoriented. Dust and sand swirled around the ruins as the creature moved with precision, guiding the humans through hidden pathways and safe zones the aliens could not see. Lila whispered to Samir, "It's helping us. It knows this terrain. It knows how to fight without fighting." The humans realized that the creature was more than a guardian. It was a strategist, teaching them to survive using cunning, not just strength. Together, humans and creature became a single force, moving like one, outsmarting the alien invaders at every turn. But the aliens were relentless. They pushed forward, scanning the ruins, deploying drones, and using weapons that cut through stone. Mira knew they had little time. "We need a plan to end this," she said, her voice steady. "We can't outrun them forever." The creature stepped forward, its body glowing faintly in the dark. It leapt onto a ridge, claws scraping the rock, creating a small landslide. The sound echoed, masking the humans' movements. Mira and her crew slipped through a hidden passage revealed by the creature, taking the aliens by surprise. In the shadows, the creature communicated with subtle gestures and low sounds. Humans followed, understanding its guidance. Every trap it set, every diversion it created, highlighted not only its power but its intelligence. Finally, they reached an ancient chamber beneath the ruins. The pulse of the creature's signal was strongest here. Mira realized it was a core, a place humans had once built to protect it. Artifacts and machinery hummed softly, activated by the creature's presence. The aliens stormed the chamber. Mira held her ground. "Now!" she shouted. Using the ruins' technology and the creature's subtle guidance, the humans created a barrier of energy. The aliens faltered, confused by the human ingenuity and the creature's strategic moves. In a brilliant display of coordination, humans and creature defended their position without unnecessary violence, showing brains over brute force. The aliens retreated, disoriented and frustrated. Mira exhaled, her crew weary but alive. The creature stepped toward them, calm now, its amber eyes softening. It had led them through danger, teaching them that courage and intelligence, combined with understanding, could overcome any threat. Mira placed a hand on the nearest artifact. "You've been forgotten by the galaxy," she said. "But humans remember, and we won't let anyone harm you." The ruins were quiet once again, but the tension remained. Mira knew the galaxy would keep testing them, but now they were ready. The creature had chosen them, and humans had proven they were worthy. For the first time, the crew truly understood the bond forming between them and the creature. It was not just about survival. It was about memory, legacy, and trust. The galaxy may have forgotten this creature, but humans remembered, and that memory was more powerful than any enemy. The desert stretched ahead, silent under the stars. But for Mira and her crew, the adventure had only begun. They had faced the galaxy's threat and survived, guided by something far greater than themselves. The creature's legacy was alive, and humans were now part of it. The first light of dawn spread over the desert ruins, painting the jagged rocks in gold and grey. The Odyssey crew stood together, weary but determined. The aliens had retreated, but Mira knew this was only a temporary victory. The galaxy would not forget the creature, and neither would humans. Captain Mira Khan looked at her crew. "Today we finish what we started. We protect it no matter what." The creature emerged from the shadows, massive and majestic, its amber eyes calm but alert. It had been watching the humans, testing their courage and intelligence. Now it seemed ready to trust them fully. Samir approached the creature slowly. "We remember you," he whispered. "Not just your past, but your importance. We won't let them erase you." The creature tilted its head and a low hum filled the air. It was a sound of approval, a quiet acknowledgement. Mira felt a shiver run down her spine. This bond, human and creature, was unbreakable. They began preparations to secure the ruins and protect the creature from any future threats. The ancient human machines hummed to life, responding to the creature's presence. Mira and her crew studied the devices, quickly understanding their function. With the creature's guidance, they enhanced defenses and created safe zones, combining human ingenuity with the creature's natural instincts. As the sun climbed higher, the distant horizon flickered. Alien ships were approaching again, but this time humans were ready. Using clever tactics and the creature's unique abilities, they set traps and diversions that forced the invaders into disarray. The creature moved with precision, guiding the humans through hidden pathways, its strength and intelligence turning the battle in their favor. Mira watched as her crew worked together flawlessly, their trust in one another and in the creature unshakable. Finally, the last alien ship retreated, unable to overcome the human's strategy and the creature's power. Silence returned to the desert. Mira exhaled deeply, feeling a sense of accomplishment and awe. The creature stepped into the center of the courtyard, its massive form glowing faintly in the morning light. Mira approached carefully, her hand extended. The creature lowered its head slightly, allowing her to touch it. A spark of connection passed between them, an unspoken understanding that humans were now its protectors, and it was theirs to honor and remember. Mira turned to her crew. "The galaxy may have forgotten this creature," she said, her voice steady and proud, "but humans remember, and remembering is powerful. It gives us strength, courage, and the will to protect what others ignore." The crew nodded, a quiet pride in their eyes. They had faced a challenge the galaxy had abandoned, survived, and learned. Humans were clever, resilient, and compassionate, and the creature had chosen them for it. Samir glanced at the horizon. "It's not just about surviving," he said. "It's about honoring history, keeping the past alive and shaping the future. That's what humans do." The creature roared softly, a sound that was both beautiful and commanding. It spread its wings and lifted slightly off the ground, a display of majesty that left the humans in awe. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. The galaxy forgotten, the creature remembered, and humans at the center of it all. Mira knew this was only the beginning. Together, they would explore the secrets hidden within the ruins, uncover knowledge the galaxy had lost, and protect the creature from any who might try to erase it again. As the sun climbed higher, Mira looked at the desert stretching endlessly before them. The galaxy was vast, full of forgotten wonders, but humans had one advantage: memory. They remembered, they learned, and they acted. The creature lowered its massive head toward Mira once more, and in that silent moment, a bond was sealed. Humans and creature, connected by legacy, respect, and courage, stood together against the galaxy. The ruins hummed softly around them, alive with ancient knowledge. The pulse of the creature's signal blended with the human presence, a new story emerging. The galaxy may have forgotten, but humans remembered, and that was enough. Mira smiled. "Let's show them what remembering humans can do." With that, the crew and the creature moved forward, ready to face the galaxy together.